Welcome to another episode of Liverpool 12th Man Show. I'm 12th Man, and today we're going to be breaking down Liverpool's, I call it a hard-fought 2-1 victory over Wolves at Anfield. It wasn't the most comfortable of wins, but 3 points are 3 points, and with Arsenal breathing on our backs or down our necks, however you want to look at it, this was a crucial win for our Reds and for all of us too that are invested in this team in one way or another, because it means that our Reds have some massive games ahead of them, and we've got an exciting panel to join us. We'll have possibly some others that might be joining us as well. But we're going to discuss all the key moments, individual performances, and what this result means for Liverpool, basically moving forward into this very uh, really compact fixture list that we have going forward. So um, first, let's intro our panel with us today, and we've got Brian and Lee. They're on mute right now, but just saying hello to them. So uh,
Sorry,
no worries,
sorry. Just finishing the call.
no worries. Um, Brian is with us. So is Lee. Lee, how you doing? I saw you just come off of
Good,
mute.
mate, good.
Good.
I'm in fine form to take on these three trying fixtures that are in front of us. I
Yeah.
know our form hasn't been great in the last three fixtures, but I think it will return in the Villa game. I'm confident about that.
Yes. Absolutely. I like to hear it. I
Yeah,
like
I'm
the. I like to hear it.
Jimmy, Lee, Jimmy, Marian. Hello, hello to everybody.
No, no. All right. All right. Just get my.
Sounds a bit crazy.
Yeah, I know. Got the wrong microphone setting, so now I'm gonna make sure everything's set. But big up to Red Orange Care supporter. Um, big up to Jimmy. Big up to Andrew Toe. Big up to Marion, one of our Red Jewels in the house. Big up, big up. Um, and for all those that join us later, big up to you as you join. I'll definitely try to give you a shout out. And also, if you're watching this on the replay, appreciate it. Definitely, if you need to comment and like, we might be very much appreciated. But primarily, what we need to look at is basically a game that some want to possibly forget, because it was a game of noticeable polar opposite halves. And yes, we go with the finer points and maybe some of the lower points for us. The first half, first half of dominance, I would say. Liverpool looked in control early. Uh, Lucho broke the deadlock with a well taken. I would call it a well taken goal in the sense of that he saw an opportunity to get into position for the cross, and despite the fact that he couldn't necessarily get a real strike on it, he at least put enough of his body in front of it to board it forward into the goal. Might possibly have been a penalty. Some thought it might have been a penalty if it hadn't gone in the goal, whether or not. And Mohamed Salah converted a penalty to give a 2-0 lead off of another well taken uh, action. Lucho, Luis Diaz got fouled in the box. It might not have been necessarily resulted in a goal for him had he not been fouled, but all the same, uh, the Wolves keeper was pretty reckless in his approach. Lucho was apt to get it by him, and he, couldn't avoid the contact, and thus we got the penalty and a well taken. I wouldn't call it a Panenka goal. Like, it was definitely a well taken goal by Mohamed Salah. It was a 2-0, very important nothing lead. But Wolves fought back very, very. They definitely fought back, making it anything but a comfortable afternoon because that second half, some real struggles for the first time. Such records began. Liverpool failed to register a single meaningful shot in the second half of the home game. That stat alone should Wolves were in control of that second half. And Mateus Cunha got the player that was certainly, some might say, I see people that did say that. His goal made it a very nervy finish for us. But Liverpool did just enough to hang on by some crucial substitutions. Because there were some very tactical moments in this game. I mean, the Wolves' second half substitutions changed the game, I think. We saw them get some substitutions in very early. We had to make some substitutions in that second half very early as well. But I would say our inability to keep possession put them in the driver's seat a little bit more than we would have liked in front of the home crowd. It was very, very awkwardly quiet at times for the Anfield crowd too, for those of us that got to watch the game. And for those at the game, you can definitely give us your insights and tell us what you thought. And what would we do without being able to talk about one of my favorite players on this team, one of the players I definitely have liked since the inception of him on this team, Arturo Endo's impact in seeing out the result. That was definitely a very, very big part and point of why and how we got to the finish line. But we have some guests, like I said, or co-hosts. They're not guests; they're part of the house here. So we will. So let's bring our panelists in here. Break this all down. We'll start with some key questions, at least some of these key questions I thought that I wanted to ask the panel, and you can give us your insight too. Apparently, my hopefully you're hearing what I have to say.
Yeah, it was just bad earlier, and I think he just moved closer to the mic and sorted it out.
Okay. Let me see if I can get the mic a little bit better suited here. So, what I was going to bring up for the panel was first question for the panel, for the chat as well. Liverpool's second half struggles were worrying. Let's not kid ourselves. It was worrying because there were lots of parts and points where we got to recognize we're facing a team that's fighting relegation, and here we are at the top of the table and at home, and we're still not, amply putting this team to bed. For you, was it more about Wolves stepping up, or was it more so that Liverpool invited pressure, this kind of pressure, onto themselves by their play? That's what I would like to ask you in the chat, and also you on the panel. And that being, let's begin with Lee. With you, was it more about Wolves stepping up, or was it more about Liverpool pretty much inviting the pressure, inviting this pressure onto themselves?
No, I prefer to say it was Wolves stepping up in that second half. Like you were saying yesterday, Brian, they were 2-0 down at half time. They thought, what have we got to lose? Let's have a go at this. And that's exactly what they did. And I prefer to think that it was just them playing well second half rather than us playing as badly as some may like to say. I don't think we played that badly. We just weren't assertive enough in the second half. And we just let things happen. And they happened quite naturally, because Pereira had a word with them at half time, and said, this is where you can hurt them. And that's what happened second half. But I'm not that bothered, not that worried in terms of going forward. I think this would be a useful exercise for Klopp and his coaching team. a learning exercise. Like, that's the way I'm seeing it anyway. I think we get a much better performance next time out.
Okay.
I'll eat my hat if we don't.
I think Mary's comment here is really something. We already saw one team have their cup final against us at their home grounds, but anytime a team comes to Anfield, it's their cup match basically, and they step up. They certainly seem to do that very much so. It is an opportunity for them to be on a very much elevated platform for them to be in the spotlight. MK Toth says he thinks his energy conservation for the future games. Okay. Yeah, MK Toth. By the way, I'm gonna get Brian's answer to this question, but I do agree with you on this. Slot does seem to listen to fans. I think he listens to this channel more so than anything. He listens to this channel a little bit more because we've been saying about getting some of this, not only rotation, but bringing in certain players into that rotation and giving them the opportunity. And it was good to see. I'm going to bring up some of those quotes that he actually said, which is pretty cool to hear him say actually. But I'll get into that in a little bit later in another segment. But for two matches, we wanted to Endo to close shop, and he finally responded likewise. Yes, he definitely did, and that was well put and well done. But for you, Brian, again, same question. Was it more about Wolves stepping up, or was it more about Liverpool inviting this kind of pressure onto ourselves and, somewhat not recognizing the fact that we have a relegation team in front of us, and we should be definitely doing better than we actually were at the time?
Yeah, well, I don't think any of it really covers up what happened in the second half. I think if you look at the way they lined up from the kickoff, they basically went. It looked like a 3-2-5. And even us taking our foot off the pedal a little bit because we thought we could coast at home a little bit. It was the two of those things put together. Don't necessarily agree with the cup final thing either. I think they just said look, we may as well go and play our game. But even all those things wouldn't account for how we managed to not hit the target at least once in the second half. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, whatever they got in their heads, you don't want to see it again. It has to be a learning curve. Yeah, that second half was just bizarre. Like I said, any team come to Anfield, Man City come to Anfield, they don't put up numbers like that. Mm-hmm. It was just so whatever the hell happened there needs to be looked at because teams can come out and have a strong second half, but not like that. It was like they were the home team. That is just like I said. I just can't wrap my head around what I saw at the second half. I haven't seen that from us in a very, very long time. I think someone said it was like I saw the stat earlier on the last time there was something like that. But even for us to have 0 shots, I think was it too much taking our foot off the pedal, then not being able to get a grip of it. But even then, you'd expect us to create a couple of chances.
We did create the offside goal and the rubbed out pen in the second half, didn't we? Even though there was no shots on target, there was the pen shout, in the Salah offside goal, wasn't there? So we were threatening the second half, but not much. They were the two instances where we were. Apart from that, no, we were struggling, weren't we, to get anywhere near their box.
Yeah, and on the Endo thing, I think, I know people are just joking and stuff, but he has been bringing them on to close out games. That's what he's been doing. We haven't lost a game that Endo's been brought on in. So it's not the first time. It's just maybe a little bit earlier, but that's his kind of move, is to bring him on to close out games. So he has been doing it. And like I say, we are unbeaten in games that Endo has been subbed on in. Mm-hmm. So it's working. But yeah, I just really, I don't know. how we can go through, how we can just look so like we're 4-0 up or something. I just wanted to see a lot more urgency, but maybe it just it was just one of those games, one of those weird afternoons where it was like one game in the first half and the second game in the second half was just two different sides playing football. It was like we swapped shirts at halftime.
Remember, I tried to cling to that yesterday. That we played twice since Wolves had last played. Well, Wolves did play the day before us, didn't they, on the Saturday, and we played on the Sunday in the FA Cup. So it is a literal truth that we did play twice before they played the game. Like, but yeah, there was no need for it, really, was there? No excuse. It was a shit performance.
Well, yeah, it turned into a little bit of a lackluster performance. I will agree with that. It started off good, though. It did start off well.
Yeah, it had agreeable aspects to it, like, but as a performance on the whole, over 90 minutes, it was shit, wasn't it? Like, a bit like the derby.
Yeah.
I won't
Like
include the
derby,
Plymouth game
but
because, like, it wasn't the first team, like, with the last Super Sub performances have been shit, like, haven't they? But I think we'll correct that at Villa. Yeah, would you a good performance? I said that before this, but would you a good performance? And I think that will come at Villa. And we'll play them off the park and take the points with ease.
I thought the first half was good too, Red Armchair. I thought the first half was good too, but different story when it came to our performance in the second half. Well, then I'll ask this then. Yesterday we saw Diego get the start. We also saw Nunez get in for that second half, or at least for time, minutes in that second half. But my question is, despite the criticism of Darwin Nunez and some criticism of even Diego as well, should Arne Slot keep faith in him for the next tough games against Villa and City, or is it time for is it time for us to either pick or choose? Is it going to be Diego or is it going to be Darwin, or do you go by game and just play by ear almost? Because we do have some big fixtures. So do you go with Diego as our starter for Villa, possibly even for City, or do you bring in Darwin Nunez and hopefully go move away from, at least for the moment, because I think I would say hopefully. I'll put it this way: more so by the sheer fact of need and necessity. Cody's not going to be available most likely for that upcoming fixture against Villa, so it'll most likely be Lucho once again at left wing. But we can have that discussion as well. Let's first dive into our number 9. Who would you start with for that Villa match? And possibly even if you want to say sticking with them, because it would be nice to kind of give one of our 9s an actual good run at the number 9 position and actually get some cohesion at that spot. Who would you go with at that number 9 position? We'll start with Brian on this one, and then we'll ask Lee the same question.
The only thing with Diogo Jota is that you're coming back off a break, and it's 3 in a week. But I'd still go with Jota while he's fit. Like you said, give him the run, give him a few games, because you can't bank on him to be fit forever. You can't bank on anyone to be fit forever. So if he is available, I'd start him. But like you said, look, when you have 2 players that are as different as Jota and Nunez, then it would make sense for the coach to look at it on a game by game basis. Really, but for me, yeah, I think stick with what we did on Saturday.
Okay. How about for you, Lee?
I'd give it to Jota based on the likelihood of him scoring. I think he's had, was it 2 starts now? Started in the FA Cup and then he started against, who was it? Who he's just lost against? Wolves. He started in the FA Cup and started against Wolves. Yeah, I think it would be good to starting him in the league games now. I mean, that's what we bloody bought him for, wasn't it? So we could start games and bought him coming off the bench now, and he needs to start a few games. I think he will score. Like, he'll score in one of these games if we start him. He's had 2 games without a goal, which is it's a bit of a drought with Jota, actually, that. And that's the difference between him and Nunes. Like, Jota does score goals, Nunes doesn't too often.
Okay. I'm looking at some. I showed some of the actual choices, of course. No surprise. Who Marianne's vote goes to. And MK Toe says he sticks with Diego. Red Armchair Supporter says he goes with Diego while he's fit. Let's see. And Abdul just wants to see more goal contributions by McAllister, Graves, Dom, Chiesa, Diego, Diaz. Okay, everyone basically, everyone other than at least in the midfield and forward line that gets starts. So I can understand both what you're saying. I definitely would. I would like to see a player get a little bit of a run and basically get some confidence in this game. Maybe get a couple of goals here or there and start to build off of that confidence. It's kind of tough sometimes when you know that you're going to be in the lineup one day and then out the lineup the next. Yeah, Jimmy's saying he would go game by game. He says Slot has to look at the style of who we play and make his game play on that. He is a bit worried about Trent's form and his attitude lately. Looks petulant at times to him. Okay. I can understand why you would say something like that. And it does go to the whole part and point of like one of the time old things I bring out quite a bit. Would you rather have a team that teams have to adjust to, or would you rather have a team that you have the ability to adjust to your opponent? And that's the big question for a lot of us as to what and where we're going to go. Oh, big up. Anton's in the house. Big up. Not trying to trigger you with the Darwin talk, Ant. So it's not. I know. Not trying to do that. But yes, if it was up to me in this next coming match, I would most likely, depending on what we're going to be facing against Villa and what lineup Slot thinks we'll be facing at City, that's obviously who I would make the choice on, whether it's a forward that's going to be going through and trying to pick up some goals along the way for us. And it is good to see, by the way. I like the fact that not only does Arnie Slot listen to our channel, but there are others out there that have been picking up and listening to our channel as well, because one of the common conversations we've had on this channel has been what exactly is the role for our number 9 and what we expect out of our number 9. And I happened to see Ensman today do an episode from what we were talking about a couple of days ago. And he was bringing up some very valid points and very similar points that we brought up as well. So I tried to give him a shout on his show today. So big up to him and his subscribers. And I guess the other the other question then, do you think we should possibly maybe give Lucho a little bit of a rest? He's certainly more of the preferred choice at left wing when it comes to what we have available at the moment, and we do have other options though. I'm not saying I want to see Dom play there, even though we did see Dom play on the left wing, or at least the left side of the pitch in the Wolves game. But could you maybe see us giving Chiesa a shot at the left wing role? And if it meant possibly bringing him in the left wing role, maybe if it was the case, if you did have Chiesa, could you possibly see even Lucho still playing in that number 9 role, which a lot of times we've seen Slot resort to? Would you not be happy to see a front line of Salah, Lucho, and Chiesa on the left? Would that disappoint you? Or would you
No, I'd like
be
to
open
see
to it?
Chiesa giving a go on the left, like, if need be.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if Gakpo and Diaz are out, like, I mean, Lucho can play there, Diogo's played there many times, but I'd like to see Chiesa given a nod.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's like, a big game and a massive game and we need the win and all that, like, I'd still give Chiesa the nod.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Potentially is what I'm saying. Like, we could see it. I don't think we will. I don't think he's going to start the game. If
Mm-hmm.
Gakpo and Diaz are out, we'll probably start with a Salah, Jota, Nunez front three, won't we?
Mm-hmm.
But I just hope Chiesa is fit to play from the start, at least sometime soon. Like, because we've seen what he can do, and we've been going on for months now, haven't we? Going, yeah, I just don't know whether we're going to see him start a game for us this season.
Right. Well, maybe even like, let's say in one of those, because we do have a fixture where we're going to be hosting Southampton, for instance, and then the following fixture after that game, 8 days later, by the way, plenty of off time, because I'm not sure if we have international break or not. I think we might have an international break during that week, but then we come back to the League Cup final on the 16th. So March 8th would be Liverpool Southampton, and then March 16th would be the League Cup final. Maybe would you be up for it then, to kind of like give us to like kind of like see out the fixture haul there, considering that we might have to utilize these players pretty extensively? Would that be something you'd be up or not up to, but open to seeing, Brian?
Yeah, I was kind of talking with JK there, like this. I'm not talking about like our shrine, but like over next week, I don't care. I don't care who starts. I
Okay.
don't care what my predictions are. I don't care
Okay.
what the scores are. These next 2 games against Villa and Man City are huge. They're like, we're off the back of it. We're having a little wobble, whatever people want to say. These 2 games right now, if we get 6 points from these games, we'll be well clear. This, I don't care if Endo starts in goal and Alisson starts up front. Whatever we have to do to win these next 2 games, because the results are absolutely massive.
They're the biggest games we've faced in years, aren't they? Let's be honest about it. These 2 games are the biggest games we've faced in years.
Mm-hmm. Well, you certainly get, if you were, I know some people aren't taken by Lucho's quote unquote end product. And it could be at least something that if we are going to see our number 9 be utilized more as like a false nine for us, you could definitely certainly say that Chiesa does have an eye for goal. He does have an ability to put some well-placed shots. He does have a high accuracy when it comes to his shooting ability. So you could see something very similar to what you have in Salah, in just under the testament of a player that has an eye for goal. I would say it like that.
I like the fact that he can play right across the forward line. Chiesa, we could have him in any of those three roles, couldn't we?
Yeah, we could. We definitely could. He definitely could. Ant says that he's up for it. I think it'd be kind of a good shout. I haven't really heard many people say that really at all. I haven't really heard anyone say it really much at all about seeing maybe that front three of a lineup. I think that it could complement each other, considering that they're all very apt with the ball at their feet too, as well. So you have three, not necessarily, and none of them are definitely a more number 9 or that style of a center forward or forward role of a player, but you would definitely have some very quick, very good ball dribblers, and you would have you certainly have, considering a lot of our shots come from our wingers, you would have 2 players that definitely know how to put the ball in the back of the net. What was the red armchair one you brought up? After these 2 away games, the season consists of 7 home games in the 11 games left. That is huge. I did not recognize that.
That's what I'm talking about. These 2, man. I'm putting the same 11 out. That's the best 11. Put it out. Put it out again.
I agree with that. I agree with what you're saying right now.
Get it out.
Yeah.
Elaborate
on that.
7 and 11. Yeah, 7 and 11. Like these 2 now, just go and knock it out of the park. Arsenal think, oh, look at Liverpool now, they're a little wobble. These are huge. A Villa and City away, man. The mentality of the whole thing. We just go and we go full bore, and we count casualties later. We see what we have after. And like Red said there, you have 7 home games then. 21 points there available to you. You get 19 from them. You win these 2 games, you've won the league. That's why I just don't care. I don't care. Some get tired, they're a bit of a knock, give them their injection, give them their painkiller, and let them go for the next 2 games. We take stock after it.
If we can get over these 2 games now, if we can get through these 2 games, but I'm hoping for 6 points. But if we can get through these 2 games now, without a defeat, we're halfway there. We're halfway there to the title, aren't we? Amjad just said there, 7 of the last 11 games.
That's a big stat, by the way. That is a huge stat.
Title at home, you know what I mean? Which I like. It's nice to win it away because that adds to the whole thing, doesn't it? The atmosphere of it, like winning the title away. But it's better to win the title at home. The final game, when you've won the title, is at your ground. That's always better.
Well, with that said, then I'll ask this question: with Arsenal, and I don't really think that City is breathing down our necks. I don't think Forest is breathing down our necks. Forest is at 47 points. City is at 44 points. Bournemouth, surprisingly so, you heard me correct. Bournemouth is in 5th place with 43 points. Chelsea with 43 points. Newcastle with 41. Surprisingly so, 39 points for Fulham, 38 points for Villa, who I did have getting into the top 4. I did have Villa getting into the top 4. So that is, I don't want to see them obviously pick up anything to help out my prediction at all come up this next fixture. But it is surprising to see them in 9th place, by the way, at 38 points. But I don't even know if Arsenal is necessarily breathing down our necks. If it was to get to 3 or 4 points being the difference, then that's a different story. Then it's really like you can definitely you can feel the fact that they are fresh on your heels, but they are still 7 points behind. They still have this situation where they have to go and hunt. Yeah, they have to hunt us down as opposed to us have to track them down. We just have to keep pace. That stat right there, the 2 away games. Then we have 7 out of our 11 games left. Out of that would be home games. That's a huge statistic. I'll ask this again. How confident are you that Liverpool can maintain their lead at the top? And if necessary, what do they need to fix before these next 2 games to make that happen? I'll ask that of Brian first, and then I'll go to Lee with that question. And you can tell me in the chat as well what you think as well with this one.
Yeah, we can maintain it. Yeah, that's 7 is good. Arsenal just have to lose one. We could do with that, and just get it back up to that 9-10. But it is going to be kind of a few ups and downs where it'll go, oh, it's 7, now it's 4, now it's 7 again.
Mhm.
Like it could be 10 before we play, or before Arsenal play again. It could be 10-point lead. Just because we're 7, then we play Villa. So it's gone from 4 to 10 in the space of a week.
Right.
So I think if you kind of look at it, it will even out and it will land that way because they won't win every game. Mikel Merino is not going to turn into the next Zlatan Ibrahimovic. That is not sustainable. But what we do need to fix, I think, is this little Gravenberch problem that we're having.
Okay.
Where he's been marked out of games, or he's been kind of highlighted as our obvious point of contact from the defense to the midfield to the attack. And if you stop him, you stop a lot of what we do. So they should have been expecting that. It's not like someone's going to go, oh, that's what they do now, you can't stop Gravenberch. No, just put 2 men on him, or do what Everton did and put 2 men between him and his the guy that wants to pass him the ball.
Mhm.
So if that's become a thing, we need to adapt to that, because you better believe Pep Guardiola will have something worked out for that. Now they can't. City, they can't win this league. They're nearly, if they go our way, they could be nearly 20 points behind us. But they can put a big bloody dent in our league hopes.
Right.
So we need to get this, if it has been targeted and if it is something that is affecting us, definitely address that and get Gakpo back on the pitch as soon as possible also.
Mm-hmm. Lee, what do you think? Can we, are you confident we can maintain this lead? Or maybe are you a little bit worried? And if you are, either way, what do we need to fix before the next 2 games? Because these next 2 games are possibly 2 of the biggest games that we have in the season.
Yeah, they are 2 massive games for us. These, I'm reasonably confident that we can do what needs to be done in both games. Villa and City, I don't see anything from City right now that says we can't win there. I think we can win there, and I'm not going to say we will, but I think we can win there. It's definitely on this season. For the Villa game, yeah, it'll probably be another half. I've said this lately. Oh, I'm going to win, but all the games are hard fought lately, and I like that. Title fights have got to be hard fought. That's what they're meant to be. You're not meant to walk to it. But I think with what we've got going on, no one can stop us this season. I doubt it very much that I'm going to be denied this season. I have in other seasons, but I think this season, we're going to go all the way.
Okay. See what some of the people say in the chat. They put 2 on Grav, then it opens up space elsewhere. We need a CD. That's what Red Armchair Supporter says. Abdul thinks that we. I know this, but I think most of us know this about Abdul's thoughts, but we need a CDM to protect Grav, is his opinion. This is what the Gunners call him right now, at least. Excuse me. Dara says that the 4-4-2 still exists. Yes, it does.
Yeah, I think he's more Mikhail Forsell than Zlatan Marinovic. That's me.
Yeah. Well, one particular area of the pitch was Wataru Endo once again proved his value in managing games late on. Now, we all know that he is not, none of us are saying that he is a better option or he is certainly deserves to have starts over the three individuals that we have currently starting, whether it's Grav, Maka, or even Dom, or you can maybe even throw in Curtis and when he does start. But we do have some after these two matches and everything else. We certainly want to see him utilized. But the question that I was going to say is, should he be starting a little bit, starting more so than not, especially in some of these high intensity fixtures that they're going to call for a lot of more, maybe a little bit more defensive focus from our team? Should he maybe get a start here or there in this next couple of fixtures? Or does he need to just be that defensive option that we call on from the bench?
That wasn't really our reputation under Klopp, was it? Like, to win games tightly. It was to win games by a fuckload of goals, and so far it's been a little bit like that under Arnie. But I would like to see us morph into a team that could just sit on a lead more. You know, a 1-goal lead. Can we just fit? I'd love that, because of course, it's going to save you fucking heartbeat and all that in it towards the end of the season. If we can sit on games more and get that stuff done, like, it's going to be easier, isn't it? I don't want to really necessarily or at all see that, like, where we're trying to outscore teams and just bang in loads of goals. I'd like us to be a side who could just say, we're one goal ahead of you. Great, do your worst, and be able to stand up to it. Like, so I hope that's coming in the second half of the season, because we'll need that. We will need that. Like, there's going to be other poor performances. Like,
the only way I look at it, it's not going to sound obvious, but hopefully you know what I mean. If you start Endo, that means you can't bring him on.
Right.
You know, and when you bring him on, he really just, it sort of changes the tempo. It locks it down. It just brings, but you get what I mean? Like, you can't bring on a Grav for an Endo and then go, okay, Grav, you go and lock it down. If that's what you want to do. And if that just seems to be the best ways, after these two games, you could easily, like, I've been, advocating to see Gravenberg in a freer role, as opposed to not a free role, but being in a more advanced midfield role, maybe for a couple of games, and let him get forward more. See how that works. And you could easily do that if you bring in an Endo to start, but then it has to be the right kind of game. Like I said, with the FA Cup stuff, the opportunities are drying up now for anybody other than first 11 and the main men and that kind of thing. And everybody else will get their minutes when games are won or whatever. So, but he's just, like I said, we're unbeaten when he's been subbed onto the pitch. And I think that's really the way it'll probably continue to be. But if it started tomorrow and we had to play him, he's not going to let us down. It's going to be a totally different profile. But, Slott's a good manager. He can fit him in. Okay, look, Don Mac picked up flu on the weekend, so we want to start Endo and Grav and Curtis Jones. He can make that work.
Okay. That's a question. We could make it. We have seen. I know Dara was asking. Says you. So you are basically asking whether we should play a 4-4-2. I am not actually. I am suggesting though that sometimes we don't have to necessarily play with a pivot. Basically, we can sometimes play with what we've seen, and our coach has actually mentioned that we do, and that is play with 2 8s. We're all familiar with that form, at least that when we play a 4-3-3, we'd have 2 8s instead of a pivot with a 10. So what I am saying is maybe in a game or two here or there, we could put Endo in as that 6 and be able to possibly do what Brian's suggesting, which is give Grav a little bit more of a forward responsibility with his role, and even
What do you reckon the best
Dom or Mac.
companion to an Endo Ryan pivot is? Do you reckon it's Mac or Sobo? Which one do you reckon's better? It depends the game, doesn't it? Like
Mhm.
if an away game, maybe Mac. If it's a home game, Sobo.
Okay. Okay. But that's what I was referencing, is that a 4-3-3 is of somewhat of a marauding 8s as opposed to utilizing a pivot system, but still staying with the basic 4-3-3 premise of a lineup.
To be honest, we're being picky about our midfield. It's been glorious thus far this season. It's been glorious thus far this season. But it could be better. It could be better, couldn't it? Like there's moves to be made there, isn't there? We all know this. There's moves to be made, like in the summer, to make our midfield better.
Mm-hmm. What would be the move for you then? You want to share with us?
Douglas Luiz. I really like Douglas Luiz. Always did, always have. I think he could add something to our thing, to our overall thing as a team.
Okay.
I think it would make us less easy to score against. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Don't want to be conceding goals, mate. I'm bored of conceding goals. Conceding goals has been doing me head in a lot lately.
Yeah, they did play well against them, Red Rebellion, and their new coach is a good coach. By the way, their new coach is a good coach. Speaking on the part of Wolves, at least, I think their new coach is a good coach.
Yeah, I'm on board for that. Like Pereira, he looks, he will be the business, I think, for them. Like, I'm only saying it after today. It's one of those where you say, "Oh yeah, today's game was good." No, but like if I heard about him and that, like, and I think he will be good for Wolves. Like, he'll take them a bit higher than where they are now. They deserve to be better, though. They looked a good team yesterday, like, didn't they?
Yeah, I agree. Southampton and switched Leicester and Wolves relegation contention. Yes. Hopefully there is a team that finds themselves in Manchester, or maybe even if two teams that can find themselves in Manchester that can join that group as being a possible relegated team. But what I did want to do is like get into a rating segment. We obviously had some top performers yesterday. Dominic Szoboszlai was a rare bright spot in our midfield, and Wataru Endo's late cameo was vital in preserving the lead, obviously. So we had some struggles in the back line. Virgil Ibu had a tough afternoon. Trent Alexander-Arnold's passing was for being nice with the wording was somewhat erratic. Ibu was perhaps lucky to stay on the pitch. with
Bollocks.
his bollocks. Is that what you said?
Yeah, bollocks, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
wait, he was not in there. He was looking at the ball. He was looking at the ball.
Okay. Well, some had that opinion, at least. Not obviously Lee.
I
Lee doesn't.
Yeah, I've been looking at it today. Basically, I've been looking at it today, and pretty much everyone who was defender, like Micah Richards, Ashley Williams, they all said, no, that was nothing like a yellow card. What are you talking about? So, I'll go with these guys. They played the game like as central defenders. So I'll go with their answers.
Okay. Our number 9 role still yet to really click for us, or at least consistently click for us, as both Diego and Darwin struggled somewhat in that role. So much, even more so with Darwin, the Uruguayan, couldn't make much of an impact, and his lack of composure in attack frustrated some fans. I'd like to think of this as just being a blip rather than a bigger concern. But I did want to spotlight a player in particular, and that player was, and I'll bring it up here. Let me see if I can bring it up here for you. That player is. See if I can find him in the. Oh, there he is. Right here. Make sure I don't block him out here. Come over here this way. That player is Wataru Endo. I have a player spotlights right here, and I wanted to just bring up a little shout out to our Japanese national that plays for our beloved Reds. And what I wanted to bring up about him in particular was he was certainly one of the standout moments of the game came. Make sure I put my mic here. One of the standout moments in the game came late on, not through a goal, but through a small yet crucial piece of the game, and that was the game management. That was an essential reason why Wataru Endo was given the minutes and given with the task of going on the pitch to hold on to our lead. The Japanese midfielder was brought in on the 71st minute with one clear objective: protect Liverpool's narrow lead. With the Wolves pushing hard for an equalizer, Endo's intelligence, as I like to think of it as, and composure were evident. In one key moment during injury time, he won a pressure relieving free kick from Wolves, from the Wolves right back, Pedro Lima, which was celebrated almost like a goal inside of Anfield.
Match.
What's that?
That was the highlights of the match.
Possibly, because I know he was congratulated by a lot of his teammates, but also was certainly praised by those in the Anfield crowd. His ability to slow down play and disrupt Wolves' momentum earned him huge cheers from the Anfield faithful, as well as appreciation from his teammates. Like I said, Andy Robertson and Ali all giving him a shout, as well as our captain Virgil telling him, job well done. I think Endo's mentality and the role in the squad is important, because after the game, Endo spoke about his role in closing out the game, saying, this is a quote by him: "After I came on, the thing I had to do was help the team, not concede a goal, and to keep it to 2-1. I think I did my job." He acknowledged the challenge of facing Wolves' Mateus Cunha, who was a constant threat. He said, their number 10 is a good player, so normally I have to take him one-on-one. Defensively, I have to go everywhere and follow him and cover him all over the pitch. Despite limited opportunities in the Premier League, I think, or at least in some of the Premier League fixtures for us, Endo remains committed to proving his worth, whether he gets a chance. His mentality is summed up in his own words, and this is his own words right here. He says, "I don't mind which position I play. as I used to play as a defender as well. The thing I can do is to show myself every time when I have a chance. I just have to keep working hard, and I'm still happy to be a part of this club, and I still feel like I can do something for this club. I think that is the beauty of this guy. It's one of the reasons why I was so high on him joining the club, and understanding of why Klopp had admiration for him, why he really came when he was introduced to him, why he said what he said about how we're going to really need you to be a part of this club and really be a part of this team. His humility and determination make him an an invaluable squad player. But with performances like this, I really think that Slot hopefully will recognize that he is warranted more opportunities going forward. So I wanted to make sure that I gave him a shout. That was my little player spotlight on Wataru Endo. So
no, that was great, that one. I'm the same as you with Endo. Like, he's been a brilliant signing. Like, for the money we picked him up for, he's been a brilliant signing. And he's just talking, like, isn't he, about like his role and the type. Hopefully he'll have his medal at the end of the season, like, and that's something he can take with him, like, on his journey. But he's playing a good part, isn't he? He's playing an increasingly large part in recent weeks. So we're all happy about that, aren't we? Want to see it more. Want to see more Endo. But it's just like, does Endo work with the Sloth thing? But I still want to see him. Still want to see him more, like, in the arse end of the season. I want to see him more the Endo. I want to see us defending a lead, and like someone might take over us in the title race. I want to see Endo in our box defending the lead a lot more.
Okay.
He's bloody good in the box. Have you ever watched him when you watch
when
he's in the box, Endo, like when we're defending the corner?
Sure.
Yeah,
He said it himself.
Endo is what you want, like, Endo was great at that stuff.
Yeah. No, he said it himself. I mean, he this was obviously an opportunity of a lifetime for him to join this team, especially so late in his career. And he is absolutely humble enough to recognize the fact that this club is not only a historic club, but it's a huge club in the world, and it's an opportunity that he is greatly appreciative of, and it's great to see that. It's really great to see that. Let's get into these ratings real quick, and we're coming up on the hour mark, so we should be able to hold tight with possibly getting this done in 90 minutes. Let's move into these ratings. We as a panel, I'm just going to give a quick introduction of the player, and then we're just going to give our rating. We're not going to go in depth on the player. Just going to give our rating, so that we can include your ratings as well into the fold. And if there is one player that you do find that you want to talk about or want to speak on, then you can definitely take the spotlight and show it for that player, whether it's positive or negative, whichever you want to do. But I should say constructive. How about that? Better said, rather than negative, constructive criticism that you'll have for the player. So we will start this off and bring in our team. All right. So first on the list, we have, let me make sure I have this right. All right. So first on the list, we have, we don't have Kelleher. My bad. Let me get through Kelleher. Wait 1 second. It is not set up to what I wanted to bring up. All right, 1 second. Let me bring this down and bring it back up. Sorry about that. The beauty of live television here. Let's see. Okay. I don't know why I was doing that. Okay. Oh, I was bringing up the wrong one, I think. Okay. Make sure I have it all set now. One second. Let's see. Get to the part. Oh, I know why. My fault. I'm on my Mac this time, and when I scroll with the Mac, it's like an airplane. You gotta to scroll down. You have to scroll up. So I'm used to being on my PC. Sorry about that. So let me get through this. All right. So let me get it set up again. Here is our ratings. I'm ready. I am ready. All right. Here's our ratings. So, and I'll make it large for us as well. Let's do this, people. Let's do this. All right. First is Allie. Allie. We are looking at Allie, and Allie made a crucial save to deny Montesi. I think is that how I pronounce it. Munetsi. Apologies. Early in the second half, but his long range distribution was shaky. What was your rating for Ali? What was your rating for Ali? Let's start with we'll go Lee first, and then we'll go to Brian for Ali. What was your rating? Letter rating, actually. We're doing it as if we're professors here. Brian or Laszlo is a doctor, so we're doing ratings. So we're doing it as a letter grade.
I'll give him a 9.2 because the one time that he was called into serious action, he dealt with it like accordingly. So I'll give him a 9.2 for that reason.
Okay, so we'll call it A minus. How about that? All right, A minus. All right.
That'll do, yeah. Hey,
all right. How about for you, Brian? Oh, maybe Brian is not. Oh, Brian's on mute. So we'll get Brian's rating in a second.
Sorry, I didn't know I was on mute. What was? Yeah, B. Just a B.
Okay, B. What is the 90? Jimmy's giving him an A minus. Dara's giving him an A. Abdul's giving him a B minus. Wow, I feel bad for my rating, apparently.
The strange thing about Alison Becker is his first name begins with A and his second name begins with B.
Yeah, well, how about this? I gave him a C. So how about that? All right, but we'll stick with B minus. How about that? We'll call it a B minus. I gave him a C plus originally, but we'll stick with B minus.
Yeah, just to confuse everybody even more. Yeah, we switch from numbers to letters, so you know.
I'll yeah. If you put the numbers, it's cool. I figured we would. Everyone's been doing their own interpretation, so we do a letter grade to be easiest because I know some people are like, oh well, a 50 is a middle grade for me. So ABC, yeah, we're doing the Jackson 5 ABCs here. All right, let's move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Brian, Trent Alexander-Arnold, for you, what was Trent's letter grade? What is he bringing home on his report card?
D minus.
Oh, you told me an idea.
Okay. How about for you, Lee?
F minus. It was a piss poor performance from the Scouser.
Okay. F minus. F's are good enough. Fails are fails. That's how we're gonna do it. But we get what you're saying.
I'll bear a grudge still, right? It was a terrible performance, and you were part of its strength.
Okay. I thought D- from Jimmy. Yeah, since we all like to be professors or of the game or teachers, we're giving out our report cards here for these players.
Well, I'm more like the unqualified teaching assistant, but anyway.
There you go. Okay.
I'm here on work experience.
Yeah. I gave him a D, but I can understand F being the ratings from the majority of people. We'll give him an F for his thing. I know D-.
That's it, really. You got D minus, D minus, and one F. So you just leave it at a D.
Yeah.
D minus, maybe.
Yeah.
Can
Mr.
I just
Schneebly.
say that picture of Trent pointing his finger like to the other side of me saying it wasn't me who played shit, it was him over there.
Yeah. It's nothing to see here.
Oh, it's like a human version of I'm with stupid.
Yeah, there you go. Well, Ibu's not stupid, but he struggled with some of the conditions yesterday. Nearly got called out in the first half. Was lucky to avoid a second yellow card in, again, some people's takes, not Lee's most notably, before being subbed off. What was your rating for Kanate? Lee, what was your rating for Kanate?
For me, Kanati was brilliant, like, before that bollocks, like, where he apparently could have been sent off. I thought it was a good game for him, and he was getting into it. There was that fucking yellow card for him, like, where he grabbed that guy and that, like, on the edge of their own box. Apart from that, like, I thought it was a great sort of commanding performance from Ebu. And they all ganged up on us, like, to fucking take him off at that time.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Bri?
Well, yeah. I know some narratives are getting into. I mean, yeah, I know. I'll keep it for my own show. Some of these narratives, man. A D. Yeah, I think if you put yourself in a scenario like that where, yeah, you were doing okay, but it's got to be minus. It's a big kind of minus points like with that. So yeah, I'm just going to give him a D.
Okay. Yeah, I thought that it was a little bit reckless for him, but to possibly to put himself in that position. But I gave him a D- yesterday.
Reckless? Reckless? No, you're going too far there, 12.
Okay. All right. How about for Virgil? Took a couple of risks out there playing from the back. Struggled maybe here or there with some of the pressure.
Reckless is not Virgil's gig, is it? Like, Virgil, if there's any centre half who was never reckless, it's Virgil, isn't it? Like,
You would think, yeah. Picked up a yellow card too, though. Did pick up a yellow card. What was your rating for Virgil? The Prince, as Mary likes to call him. Brian, what was your rating?
A master of still certain parts. If nobody's mentioned it, nobody's brought it up, but I'm going to bring it up. Watch the Allison save on. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I've forgotten it. Monetary, Montessori. Is it that guy?
Yeah. Munetsi.
Manetzi? Yeah, Manetzi. Yeah, Manetzi. That sounds right. Manetzi. Bellegarde does a little flick. Sells the whole
was
back
gorgeous, wasn't it? That flip was like...
Virgil is turned. If you watch it back, you can see in the slow-mo. I knew what Virgil was going to do because he was beaten. And he's a pace behind the guy. and there's a perfect slow-mo angle of it, where the
Yeah.
second he's about to kick the ball, Virgil pushes him in the back. Virgil puts his hand out, puts it on the guy's back to just put him off balance. He's waiting because he knows he can't catch him. And if you watch it back, you'll see Virgil. This is why he's one of the best in the world as well. If you watch it, he's not getting to the guy. He's just waiting and waiting and waiting. And the moment he realizes he's going to hit it, you'll see in the replay, see Virgil's arm come out and put pressure on his back and push him. That's what he does.
He knew he'd been done, didn't he, by that bit of
He'd
skill.
been done, but the flick had done him, but he's not above it. So, this is what happens in a game sometimes. And Virgil times it beautifully, just puts that hand out, right, and that little bit of pressure, just not pushing him over, but taking that balance off him as he's about to strike the ball, which is what everybody does.
That's what's beautiful about us being top of the league and probably going to win the league. Like, just like analysing our centre backs' faces, like when chances happen.
Yeah, no, it just shows he's he's still capable of the dark arts like any of them, but he times it so beautifully that nobody saw it. But if you see it on the replay, it's just he waits, a little bit of a shove just as he's about to hit it. Ali probably would have saved it anyway, but yeah, it was. That's just the bit I wanted to do on a player anyway, was to bring up that little bit of shithousery, as they would call it, or dark arts. But even then, I was still giving. Yeah, I'll go Jimmy. I'll go with Jimmy. I'll give him a B. Give him a B.
Okay. Okay.
But that was my bit anyway, so I can't talk about any other player.
I feel bad that I gave him the grade I gave him now. So you guys went with a B, right? Pretty much.
Yeah, reluctantly, but
I gave him a D plus. But who says I'm not critical on our players?
No, this is heresy. A D plus. Fucking hell.
Yeah, I know.
Come on. That's a Virgil from that. If only for his face, like when that chance was conceded.
I'll move quickly. How about for Robbo? Robbo mixed first half with some decent attacking moments, but struggled to contain Wolves in the second half, a little bit more so than the first. But was a reassuring presence on the pitch. At one point, telling everyone to calm down and keep their heads, when we had conceded and actually were starting to look a little bit skittish. What was your rating for Robbo? I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it is Lee.
Yeah, about Robbo, I thought he was cooked as well. Like that sort of, what other people are saying about Robbo and that, but I don't think it's true. I think Robbo has a career still at Anfield that'll go on a couple of years. And I think the last, probably about the last 3 games, he's been probably about the last 5 games. Sorry, Robbo. The last 5, not the last 3. You've been your old Robbo self in defence. And we've been all the better for it. Robbo, I love you.
Okay. So what was your
rating?
Yeah, I know. What was your rating?
Robbo, let me not do a stingy one on them. Out of 100, or is it? Oh, sorry, it's a thing. No way he's getting a B. He's getting an A minus. Robbo gets an A minus. Look at his face, mate. That's an A minus face. Robbo's face is an A minus face. He knows.
There you go. Okay. He's getting extra points because of his face. All right.
Yeah, Robbo knows.
There you go.
Robbo knows we love him.
Brian, what's your rating?
I feel I need to temper the.
Yeah, I know.
Temper the exaltations. I'll give him a C.
Okay. Again, luckily the streets aren't here right now, I don't think, with us. But if you do see this on the replay, the streets see this on the replay, please don't be too angry at me. I gave Robbo a D, but we can move it up to a C. We can move it up to a C.
Robbo is an imposing figure once he's excited and his fists are clenched.
Ryan.
Yeah, there was a Robbo. Yeah, they got good grades though. Robbo got good grades in the chat. Marion
He's
gave
going
him
to
a
Princeton.
B.
He's going to Princeton.
Oh, got a B from Abdul. C+ from Jimmy. Okay, being you know. I'm definitely the low grader here today. All right. How about for Grav? Grav looked slightly sharper than midweek, but was at fault for Cunha's goal. He definitely shouldn't have jumped when he did, and kind of let himself, be taken advantage of, and too often found wanting defensively, possibly for some. What was your rating for Grav, Brian?
I would agree in the moment he could have done a tiny bit better, but he's a big lad and it's hard to move your body around. And when, again, Bellegarde with a flick, Cunha with a drop of the shoulder made that space for himself, I'm not going to crucify Ryan for that one. I just think that was a lovely bit of movement. And it should beat you, pulled off correctly. That's the whole point of the game. But yeah, not his top level performance. What am I doing mainly? Yeah, I'll go with a C as well. He got taken off early enough too, didn't he? Early enough too. I think he went off.
He did. Yes, he did. He got taken off.
Yeah, just
he
a
was
C.
taken off at the. Let me see where he was taken off.
He was in the first round of subs, wasn't he?
I think so. 1 second. Let me see.
Well, on-field subs.
No, actually, you know what? I don't think he was subbed off.
No, did he not get subbed yesterday? Okay. Well,
No, he didn't get subbed off yesterday.
Yeah, he kind of faded away a bit, didn't he? So I still go to C. Yeah.
Yeah, it was only Trent, Ibu, Lucho, and Diego got subbed off. They're the four.
Oh, yeah, jot it. Yeah, jot it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
So Grav got a C from Marion, C+ from Jimmy. Okay. All right. Again, I'm a tough grader today. I gave Grav a F yesterday. Oh my god.
Wow. Please explain. Please elaborate. Please elucidate.
I thought that there was parts and points where.
But clearly, with the F bomb there.
Yeah.
A genuine F bomb.
Yeah, I know. I thought there are parts and points where he could have been better. He's a little bit more. He's a little bit better with his challenges. He was less than 50% for his challenges. He had one clearance. He had 3 interceptions, which is good, and a tackle, but he was getting dribble past. He had actually a. And I know it happens. That can happen to anyone, obviously, but very rarely does it happen to Grav because of his speed and his ability to maintain, distance with to keep the distance between him and his defender. But I thought that he was done the way he did. What happened with him with that goal was just not good. He just shouldn't have jumped. I don't know why. Like, by jumping, you expose yourself as if he gets that shot off, chances are Ali can make that save. It's not from a bad spot. Like, the angle on the goal wasn't one that Ali wouldn't have had covered. But by you jumping and going and showing to his right, and then allowing for him to cut back towards the center of the goal and have an open look, then that's a dangerous spot, and that's why.
But do you not think he tricked him into doing it? That's what I'm saying. I think Cunha knew what he was
Oh, you think
doing.
it's
He
more Cunha?
feigned to do it.
I got you. You're giving more credit to Cunha than.
Yeah, I just think Feigning or Cunha feigned to do it.
Mhm.
Grab bought it.
Mhm.
And he was like, yeah, thanks very much. I'll cut inside. We see Salah do it all the time. That little,
Yeah.
tries to dump people on the other side and then cut in. But yeah, Grab fell for it. But like I say, nice.
Yeah.
Real quick movement is sometimes it should.
I feel you.
Should undo it. But what a finish.
We with all the grades that were shown, it does not matter. My F is getting thrown out anyway. Everyone had like basically C's for him anyway. So I think the best we could do is like maybe a C- for him. I guess.
Yeah. C, D plus C minus.
Yeah. I just don't think it was his best game. I don't really think it was his best game, and he didn't really get an opportunity to shine in this game. And I thought that like this was a game that he could have shined against some of the midfield, but the midfield did their job for them. All right, how about for Maka? Maka started well, moved the ball forward quickly, but later fell into the team-wide passing struggles. What was your rating for Maka yesterday? I think we're up. Brian, we're Lee had it. Yeah, Lee dropped out. So, what was your rating for him as well for Maka?
Yeah, kind of like you said. Put a couple of good corners in, which was nice to see that he's reliable there.
Yeah, agreed.
Nothing came from, but the delivery was spot on. So
yeah, that was noticeable too. By the way, that because it wasn't like Trent wasn't in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't like Bravo wasn't in the game.
Yeah, I noticed it as well. I was like, oh, okay, and he put in a good delivery, and he got another one after that.
Yeah,
but I think like you said, it was kind of like a lot of the boys had a good first half, or had an okay first, and then kind of got dragged into the mire. We have to give Wolves credit for that as well. There's probably people out there doing videos on how Wolves broke down Liverpool's system. I haven't seen it. I'm sure they did put a lot of pressure on our midfield, and we don't play unless you stop us from playing. So I'm sure they did a good job. But yeah, they weren't able to break their way out and kind of wrestle control of it. And he's in the middle, so yeah, just a solid C, I suppose. Just a C based on the kind of first half B minus, second half F. So C, I think is the way I'm looking at all these.
C minus, you said, I guess, right?
Most of
the chat's giving them C's as well. Jimmy gave him a C. Abdul gave him a C. Marion gave him a C. C minus. Is that? I gave him a D, but I'll give him a C. I'll give him a C minus.
Yeah, D plus, C minus, whatever you think.
Yeah. How about for Dominic Szoboszlai? He was one of the few players I thought was decent. Yeah, so he showed good energy physically, showed some physicality, has some composure in the midfield. One of few to maintain a decent level in the second half as well. What was your rating for Dom? It's just you and me too, by the way, Brian.
Yeah, I know these.
I don't know if Lee got mad with my Lee might have got Lee got mad with my grading.
Yeah, I know there was a bit of chasm. I'll go B minus.
Okay.
For Dom, because good, but also part of the whole thing. So
okay. Dom got a C from Abdul. Okay. I thought Dom was one of the better players yesterday. And you'll see by my grading, I gave him a B.
Yeah, same for Jimmy.
Yes. Yeah.
Or B minus, sorry.
Okay. So you gave him a C plus or B minus? You say
B minus.
B minus. Okay, so yeah, B minus is fair then for Dom. Next we had Lucho played a key role in both goals, obviously because he scored the first and then had the penalty that caused the penalty that he won was the reason why we got that opportunity to put 2 goals on the board before end of the first half, but was largely isolated in the second half, to say the least. Or excuse me, was large before getting substituted. Lucho, your grade for Lucho.
Yeah, I think very, very much what you were saying in the second half, not so great, but involved in both goals, so it has to be a B plus.
Okay. I gave him a C. I was a tough grader this week. That was tough grading. Gave him a C, but you say C plus or you said B plus, right? What was your grade again? I'm sorry. I know you just told me, but I saw a B from Diaz for Abdul. B minus.
Sorry, yeah, no, I gave him a B plus just because he was involved in both goals, but
I'll give him a
yeah,
B.
it wasn't
We can move it up.
it wasn't a
We can move
very
it up. I must give
good
him a
show.
B. Except for
Yeah, it
Marion
wasn't very
with me, she gave him. I know I'm doing some headmaster grading today. I know I am. I really am. Gave him a C, B minus. All right. We can move that up. We can bump that up. Uh, Diego. Involved in the opening goal. Had an early volley chance, but didn't need to go down for the overturned penalty claim, most likely. Diego. What would your rating be for Diego?
It got off to such a good start with
Yeah.
the challenge on Andre, that created the penalty and all that. But then faded. Yeah, I didn't think like we went through it last night. I just think he planned that out in his head beforehand, and then it didn't quite work, and he stuck with the plan instead of having that like I can change my mind right now, just go with this. Should have taken the shot. So I have to mark him down for because I mean like we can't condone diving by anybody, especially some
No,
of our players.
no.
So he has to get like a bit of a kind of he did well in his exam sort of thing, but he was actually very badly behaved kind of thing. There's a kind of a black mark on it.
Mhm.
So he's going to get a D minus from me. Yeah.
Okay. I gave him a D as well. I took off. Originally, I was going to give him a C minus, but when he did the dive thing, that brought his rating down. That brought his rating down for me when he did that. That's you're right about that. You can't condone that at all. Okay. Subs, or no, Salah. Excuse me, Mohamed Salah. Our last but not least.
Momo.
Momo.
We have a late entrance. We have a late entrance.
Big up Nalate. Big up Nalate.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up, guys.
Got here just
Thanks,
in time. The Egyptian king.
Right at the end. B minus.
B minus. Okay.
Yeah, B minus. Yeah, B minus for me.
How about for you, Bri?
Yeah. That sounds about right, actually. Yeah. The
B
B minus
minus.
sounds about
Okay.
right.
Dole gave him a B. Okay. I see it as a B as well. I gave him a B. solid. You know, people might say what they want to say about taking a penalty kick, but hey, you still have to step up and take it. It's not easy.
Mhm.
And
Oh yeah. I like the way he's burying them though, and I'm not sure which
agreed.
commentary I was watching because I had to flick between them. But the guy that I think it might have been Beglin again, he was saying he's keeping these goalkeepers guessing,
Yeah.
because he started changing it. It's like he was doing those right down the middle earlier on in the season. Then he started going bottom right as he looks as a bottom left as a keeper. Last one he goes top left hand corner. This one he goes down the middle. It's not like Jordan Pickford picking up his bottle.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. I know exactly what
it's going to be, well, he's gone here, there, here, there, and here, there in his last
Right.
five. So you choose, mate.
Right. Yeah, agreed. A lot of B's, and we all agree a B. All right, substitutes. All of them get ratings because they all were substituted in early enough that they got at least 20 some odd minutes to play on the pitch. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Rip it off.
Sorry, I think Coco is ringing me or something.
Yeah.
Right, you know what? Is this the talk? Oh, right. I might have to go. Yeah, I might have to go.
Living room just caught
Yeah. I mean, I might have to come off. Damn. But this is. I thought.
Whoops. My bad. I didn't mean to hit that button. No, sorry about that. I did not mean that was by accident. Completely by accident.
Oh yeah. Accidents happen. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, we'll get her rating.
Yeah, well, obviously.
Oh yeah, Marianne. Yeah, big up Marianne, by the way, and big up Jimmy as well. But yeah, I think we can all guess what you rate. Marianne, you and 12 have a it's fine.
I don't know. You haven't seen my ratings today. My ratings have been,
Okay.
Have you not been watching?
No, I missed. No, I've been. I've just missed. I have
Welshman
no
has
idea.
consistently given a lower grade on
Then-
every player that I have.
yeah.
Oh wow, okay. I would love
On the
to know
chat.
both your. Oh right, I'd love to know your guys' ratings from the start of the show or after the substitutes, of course, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would like to know all your ratings for all the players, if you don't mind, both of you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, we went high. He went low. He went low tonight.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Looking at an F, looking at an A plus. What was your rating for Darwizzy? Brian.
D minus. D
Okay.
minus for the D minus.
Okay. Nolante?
F.
Okay. I gave Darwizzy an F for today.
Oh,
See, here we go.
Okay.
I know.
Let's move
Can we
quickly.
just check
I don't want to move quickly off of that one, so I don't get targeted by.
No, can I just ask? Who are you and what have you done with the real 12 man?
Yeah. There you go.
no one saw that. We'll
No
cut
one
that.
saw
out.
that. Yeah,
No one saw that.
we'll edit that.
You edit that. Yeah, exactly. All right. Anyway, Conor Bradley.
Yeah.
Okay, so see you, Marianne. Thanks for being a sub anyway. So see you.
It's
It was
F for
nice knowing you,
fantastic, Marion. He is fantastic. That's what it
Yeah,
means.
he's a nice guy. Exactly.
F for
Right.
fantastic.
All of us on the panel agree with that. He's a fantastic guy. Yeah, there you go.
Oh man. Connor Bradley, Nolante. What would you rate Connor Bradley yesterday?
He was solid, but can't give him a high grade. But he was solid. So yeah, the decent solid. He had more minutes. I'll give him a higher grade. So I think C. I think C would be fine. C for Connor.
Okay.
C for the man beginning with C.
Okay. How about for you, Brian?
Yeah, I'll go with that as well. See you, fine.
C. Okay. I had him. Oops. Oops. Sorry about that. I had him at a C as well.
Marian's getting PTSD now.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You didn't need to throw it again.
I know. It's because I gotta do this thing. All right. Then Connor took time to settle, but grew into the game and contributed defensively. Definitely. Jarrell Kwanzaa had a tough time at Wolves as Wolves pressed forward, but made possibly arguably one of the biggest plays of the game with his key interception. What is your rating for Kwanzaa, Brian?
Well, he got the whole half, so he can probably get a proper rating on it because I rated Ebo on his first half, so yeah, that was it. Like we spoke about it last night. That was like for someone like him, that's like sticking one in the top corner with striker.
Mm-hmm.
So even though it's only on a 45, I'll give him a B. Give him a B.
Okay. All right. How about for you, Nalante?
Before I do 12, can you please read that just to clarify my rating? Mr. Kwanzaa stats, please.
Okay. A second.
What's that shit?
Indeed, yes. Just want to clarify
that.
Right.
Okay, Mac.
Exactly.
All right. Kwanzaa played 45 minutes.
Yeah.
He had 2 clearances, 1 block shots, 2 interceptions. Had 35 touches, was 100% for his passing. 30 for 30 for his passing. 2 long balls, 2 for 2. Was not involved in any ground duels and was not involved in any aerial duels either, though. Those are only stats he was at.
Okay. Oh, yeah, you know what? If he had the 90 minutes and he played how he did, he would definitely get an A. But yeah, 45 minutes, I mean, he was very much improved. He helped solidify. So yeah, agree with Brian. Yeah, B plus for me. B plus, Joe.
B plus. Vitamin B plus. Do Japanese people have middle names?
That's a great shout.
You're on mute, 12 man.
Okay, so it's the Irishman, the Nilante show. Oh, he's
Some do.
back.
Some do.
Yeah.
It's an American. It's like an American thing.
Oh, like XGI kind of.
Yeah, like after the war, you saw more names start to pop up. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like I'm just thinking WWE. You know, that's just
yeah, yeah.
with the gum shield and the whole thing. You know,
Shield
be pretty
and
if his middle name was like I don't know, whatever. You know.
Yeah. What would you give Wataru? Brian, let's start with you this time.
The portcullis. That's what I'm calling them. I'm calling them the portcullis. Now that's a word you've never heard on this show before. If you know what a portcullis is, then that's what you do when you're dropping it. It's that thing that drops in front of your gate and it just locks it down and says, "This is done. You're not getting through here. We're shutting up the iron gate." That thing that just drops and lands in the ground. That's what it is, man. That's when we bring him on, just goes, "No, not getting through here." And like I said earlier on, we're undefeated in games that he's been subbed on in.
It's a great.
Yeah, he's coming on, he's doing his job. It's just literally game over for you guys kind of thing. And minutes was like 20 odd, wasn't it? 25.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a C plus sounds about right.
Yeah,
But an A class performance, if you get what I mean.
technically 19, but 20, around 24, 25 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, so a C plus seems okay for the minutes played, but an A class performance, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. How about for you, Nalante?
I'll give the Japanese samurai, the Japanese warrior, I'll give him a B minus.
Okay. Kind. Excuse me. Red Armchair Supporter gave him a B. Okay. Marion gave him an 85, gave him a solid B, a B plus from Jimmy. Abdul gave him a C, professional individual. Okay. I gave him a B as well. B as well. All right. That moves us on to Arnie. What was your rating for Arnie? Nolante, you want to give us your rating for Arnie?
Bradley, Endo were good subs, to be fair. And Nunes came on. Nunes did no. Hold on, how many subs? No, was it? Oh god, I'm going
4 subs out of 5.
4 subs. So Nunes, who's the other one? Simicas, was it?
Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Kwanzaa, yeah, that's
Kwanzaa.
right. Kwanzaa, yeah. Well, look, the second half performance, I don't think this is a difficult one. I mean, first half was good,
Yeah, it is.
second half was a disaster. But again, I think it's more down to the players than Arne. I don't think no manager tells them to play like that. Fatigue, he did change. It is very good to take off Konate off because he's lucky to be off. So the only thing I would say is would have been made sense to put Chiesa on, but I guess the context of the game, he was worried. So we won the game. So this is tricky. God, can't. This is a very tricky one. You know what? I'll go be honest because that's second half. We were lucky, but we won. C plus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Took a little while, but we got there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about for you, Brian?
No, I'm glad you did that because I was doing it along with you. It's a horrible one to grade for him.
Yeah.
It really is. So I was going to go with like if it was a number, it would have been kind of around a 55, and that would be a D plus.
Fair days.
Wow. Okay. Was not expecting that. See what before I show my grade. Marion gave him a C minus.
Yep. AKA 70.
And Armchair Supporter gave I think that's for Endo, my fault. Abdul gave Slot a B minus. Yeah, the crowd is I'm not giving the crowd a rating. B minus from the boss man from Jimmy. Okay. That's right around where I had him actually, Jimmy. I had him at a B minus. One could make an argument that he can maybe get a little bit higher, maybe like a B. But I think for the sheer fact that he did mention in his outgoing comments about the fact that he mentioned a lot of really honest assessments of the game. And it was interesting to hear him say what he had to say about it because he mentioned about the fact of, yes, what was going on, what had happened in the Everton match, if not even the Plymouth match, but more so he spoke consistently on the Everton match, was going through their minds. And it was something that he was thinking of. And he mentioned the fact of like he decided to go a different direction rather than what he did with Everton, which was really great to hear. I'm glad that Arnie listens to our broadcast. By the way, big up, Arnie.
No, he doesn't. That's cringy.
How what?
He doesn't. Down and on David probably work. Oh yeah, Dara. People were trying to send you
Brian's
a few
opinion.
links.
That's Brian's opinion. My opinion is he does. So there you go. Cringy.
I know. But I'm just saying, Dara knows we were trying to send you. I sent Barney the link on Discord. So, but just basically trying to get in touch. Barney, your number doesn't work for not out there or something.
Okay.
So yeah, make
Yeah.
sure you hook up. I sent my number to Barney, so it'll be easier to send you links and shit in future. That'll be handy.
Man of the match.
I give the crowd a B. I don't know. They're good at the start. Thought the crowd was very loud.
I don't
For
know.
2 p.m.
Two times when that crowd was quiet as
Yeah.
No,
It
just
did
at
go
the
up at
start,
the end.
they were good.
Yeah.
But at the start, they were good. I was expecting a kind of sleepy 2 p.m. crowd, but they were up for it. But it didn't last. But usually it takes a while to get going these days. Whereas it seemed against Wolves, they were on from the start.
Yeah.
But yeah, we never get 90 minutes of pure atmosphere like we used to before. You never get that. It comes down in lulls and stuff. But I think maybe the fact we're in a title race, it's starting to build a little bit.
Yeah.
I think people can feel what's coming.
Yeah.
So games that last season say, look, it's fair enough. You're 12 points behind, and Wolves come to Anfield in an early kickoff. It's not going to be the greatest atmosphere of all time. Of course, it's not. But this season, we're in a title race. Yeah, the atmosphere should be better, and it is. Thank God. Because if you go to somewhere like City, it's probably still going to be a whatever kind of atmosphere. At least we still can. To me, anyway, I did notice at the start there was more energy there, more passion there from the start. I'm assuming people can sense what's happening.
Yeah.
I
think so. Well, then, I'm sure they're definitely getting their kudos from you. But who got the
Man of the match?
The match. Shout.
Okay. That's almost as tough as the slot one.
You're telling me, bro. Yeah. Marianne, you got your sights set, Marianne. So we'll hold you to that.
I'd like to see who the chat think was man of the match.
I mean, I actually did watch the game back, and originally when I was told we were told the man of the match on Nolante and JK's show yesterday, and I was surprised at first, and then when I watched the game back, I understood why. I did understand.
Wait, who got it? Who got it?
Endo got it.
From Sky or from?
Or no, from Carlsberg. He was the Carlsberg man of the match. He was the Liverpool man of the match.
Oh, the Liverpool man of the match.
Yeah, not
Sky
itself.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. If it's only Liverpool players. Yeah.
When I asked that question yesterday, I said Cunha was the man of the match. Actually.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
I couldn't pick anyone from us really. To be honest with you, I couldn't say any of our players was the best player on the pitch yesterday. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't happen very. Usually you've got like they've kind of Mo Salah, he did this or he did that. If I had to, I suppose Diaz scored a goal and created the next, or created not really, got fouled for the penalty, so he was the most impactful player. But best, yeah, I think I'd be the bigger man as well and go with a Wolves player. I
Okay.
love that. I mean, if you're talking at just an impact, Bellegarde, you know, he looked tasty when he came on. He made some great impacts. But yeah, for us, slim pickings. Slim pickings.
Okay. No latte.
Yeah, it's just mate. Yeah, just like Brian said, Slim Pickens. Whoa. I'll just about give it to Mo. I guess Mo. Yeah, Mo. I guess I'll give it to Mo.
Okay. So everyone basically picked someone different. So I'm gonna just stick with the graphic that I had already, since I already put him in the spotlight. I gave it to Wataru.
Okay.
You know, yeah, he out of the minutes he was given 19, 20 minutes or whatever it was, 20 some odd minutes. Was on the pitch. I know he gave up a couple of fouls, but also was also got a couple of fouls. Obviously, was on the pitch, and I thought that for a team that it had what happened to him in that Everton matchup, you could see the appreciation by his teammates for Endo. He's a man of few words, but you could see that they really did appreciate the fact that he's a red and that he goes out there and is professional. It felt very similar to when you would see Milner get on the pitch. You know that he's out there, he's going to be professional, he's going to get the job done. It's just, you're not really worried about him getting stuck out for this or for that. He'll figure out whatever it is. That's just one part of the pitch you're not necessarily worried about. And I gave it to Endo. So that brings us to the end of the ratings. It also brings us to the end of the show. It's all the time we're going to have for today, but I wanted to say big up to the panel. Big up to Lee that was with us earlier. Big up to Nolante that was able to join us here as well for obviously their input and their insights. Liverpool are back on top of the table. Well, they never were down from the top of the table, but still at the top of the table, I should say. There's no time to relax, obviously, with massive games against Villa and City on the horizon. I would ask people, if you're watching this on replay or whether you're watching this again, maybe just to make sure it was me and there wasn't some AI version of me giving out those ratings. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Does Slot need to shake things up, or is this just part of a grueling season and we just got to hunker down and bring out the normal starting 11? Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with all things Liverpool. And Brian, is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
No, sorry. Yeah, just thanks for being here. Nothing in particular, I mean, but as always, thanks for being here. And Dara, Red, everybody, Abdul, everyone that's been here all night, every night mainly. Yeah, we'll be back again tomorrow. It won't stop. It doesn't stop. So you want somewhere to be? You know what time it is? 7 p.m. UK.
Check
Keep
us
an eye
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nolante, you got something to say to the people?
Yeah, welcome, Brian. Big up, Jimmy. Red Armchair, Marianne, Bernie, Dara as well. So all you guys, man. Abdul, man. You know what I mean? So all of you, man. We'll keep running. We could come now. We'll just leave you as this. Top of the league, top of the league. We aim to please Arsenal, Chelsea, City, and Cool. All the rivals will be on their knees. Good night. God bless.
Good night. Good night. All right, people. Definitely take care of yourselves. Continue to take care of your loved ones in your life is very important. Definitely show proper respect to each other. Excuse me. No matter whether you are up or down, always recognize the fact that as a Red, you are family, and that's the important part. So, excuse me. So, as I would like to always say, up the Reds as always, and definitely take care. We'll see you guys tomorrow.